is November 14th and the Goodreads Choice Awards have opened. I can now go see what the top 20 books are and see if my predictions were correct. As a reminder, here were my top 20 predictions for the mystery thriller category, and then here were my top 20 predictions for the horror category. We're gonna be looking at both. We're gonna see how I did. Okay, I am so scared of these. I'm looking at it, but I'm not looking at it. I already know where to not look, to not spoil myself. I'm not looking at the pictures to even see what they're previewing. As soon as I look at that, we're gonna learn some things. Okay, here we go. Mystery thriller. Okay. Whew. I got excited because I saw The Maid's Diary and I knew that was making it into the top 20. Oh, what is this? What is this? No. No. Oh no, The Coworker. What? Okay, I'm gonna have to slow down, but wow. Initial reaction, I'm shocked at some of these. Some of these are crazy. Okay, so immediately ones that I recognize that I put in: The Last Devil to Die, What Lies in the Woods, The S.A. Cosby, None of This Is True, All the Dangerous Things. I don't remember if I did The Villa. I didn't. The Coworker, Vera Wong. I knew that would be in there. That's 6. The Maid's Diary, 7. The Housemaid's Secret, 8. The only one left, 9. I can't remember if I did Good Bad Girl, and I have some questions for you. Okay, I did Good Bad Girl, 10. Okay, so I think I got 10. I think I got 10 out of 20. So 50%. I think that's a little better than I did last year. I think last year I got 9 out of 20. Okay, but I got 10. Okay, so now my 10 just needs to be like absolutely correct with my top 10 prediction to help get me through to the end. But what I thought would win is in here, All the Dangerous Things. And I felt really confident about The Only One Left as well, and The Housemaid's Secret. So ones that I felt really strongly on did make it. None of This Is True, Vera Wong, All the Sinners Bleed, The Last Devil to Die. But oh my gosh, do you remember when I was doing the predictions, Homecoming, I came across and I was like, oh, this is one of those books that I feel like they put in here, but no, it should be categorized as historical fiction instead, and they won't put it in here. And they put it in here. Okay, what even is this? The River We Remember? I've literally never seen this book in my life. Like, where did this come from? It's a historical fiction with mystery elements. Why can't you put these in historical fiction? World War II veteran? Masterful portrait of mid-century American life. This is what we're gonna put in the mystery thriller category. I mean, yeah, there's a murder, but goodness gracious. Oh, okay, I have heard of this Tender Land. So this must just be a popular author. I've never seen this book in my life. I'm so upset about that. Bright Young Women, I'm not totally surprised by it. I don't know if I ever put it at any point in my prediction video, but I was like, ugh, this one might make it in at the last time, just like knowing in my brain, because this author was so popular with Luckiest Girl Alive. The Leftover Woman I've heard of, but I don't know what this is. Okay, another historical fiction book that's making it in here. A family drama and a riveting mystery. If anything other than mystery is coming first in this line of descriptor, get out of this category. Get out. Go somewhere else. I don't even remember if I put The Coworker in my large list of Freida McFadden books. She's come out with so many books this year. She had like 3 or 4 different books that could have made it in here, because there was Ward D, The Housemaid's Secret, The Coworker, and I think there might have even been another one. But this one has a 3.87 rating with 80,000 ratings. And then Housemaid's Secret has a 4.29 with 283,000. So kind of wild. And then Happiness Falls. This is another one I kind of thought of last minute that I think again is more of like a literary fiction but with mystery elements. And I actually just purchased it like 2 weeks ago because I'm trying to get through my book of the month credits. And I was like, you know what? I bet we're going to see this in the Goodreads Choice Awards. Maybe I'll go out of my comfort zone and read it. So I'm not like shocked to see that here. I'm so glad The Maid's Diary made it. Not because I think that book has any merit, I know nothing about it, but just because I felt a conviction deep within my heart that this was gonna be one of those weird random books that slipped in, and I was right, and that feels good. Don't Let Her Stay is another one that I should have thought about, because that's another weird one I've seen floating around. These books with the blue and yellow combination, there's something about them this year. But you know what? I know nothing about this book, and I feel like I will read it now, because what is this? How did it get in here? I don't know. And then Karen Slaughter. I just didn't even realize there was a Karen Slaughter book that came out this year, but that makes sense because the Will Trent series is being made to TV. It's popular. Karen Slaughter's popular. And then the other one I have some questions for you is a like literary fiction book that has mystery elements. I've actually read this one. I did not really like it. I gave it a 2 stars. I think there was too much going on. It wasn't very cohesive. And I feel like, I don't know. Was there money put behind this book? Like, why have I even heard of this? Why have I seen it? I just really thought it was gonna be a popular book this year. And then it didn't really become super popular, but then it made it into this category. So what's going on here? I do not know. Let me see what from my list didn't make it in. So we didn't get The Soulmate by Sally Hepworth, which is surprising because I felt really strongly about that one. Ward D, don't feel super strongly about. I Will Find You, Harlan Coben. I was on the fence with if Harlan Coben would be in or not, so I'm not too surprised by that. We did not get Ruth Ware. Ruth Ware is not in here. Wow. All of these we got. We didn't get the Sherry Lapina book. The Quiet Tenant we didn't get, and that's been doing really well, but it's been doing really well on BookTube, and you know, sometimes BookTube and Goodreads Choice Awards do not align, so I'm not crazy surprised by that. But oh my gosh, the Bandit Queens. After everything I did for the Bandit Queens, after all the consideration I put into the Bandit Queens, and it didn't make it in. That's crazy. I haven't read that book, but I just all year I've been like, that's gonna be in there, that's gonna be in there, that's gonna be in there, and it's not in there. And instead we get like 5 historical fiction books. Just Another Missing Person I'm not terribly surprised by. I'm a little bit surprised that Drowning did not make it in here because I felt like kind of strong about this. And then we didn't get The Last Word by Taylor Adams, and that's one that I knew may be a personal bias. It was like What the Island by Adrian McKinty was for me last year was the last word for me this year in terms of perception, and now I know. Now I know. When I have these books that I feel iffy on next year, I will know. Don't go with my gut, because what is my gut saying? My gut's saying actual mystery thrillers, and instead they want to throw in historical fiction books that I've never heard of. If you're wondering what I'm going to vote for on this list, out of everything I've read on this list, the highest rated for me personally is The Only One Left, because I gave that one a 4-star. I gave Good Bad Girl a 2-star. I gave The Housemaid's Secret 3-star. I gave I Have Some Questions for You 2 stars. I gave The Villa 1 star. All the Dangerous Things 2 stars. None of This Is True was like a 3.5 star. All the Sinners Bleed also like a 3.5 star. What Lies in the Woods was a 2-star. And that's everything. So I will be voting for The Only One Left. Now let's move on over to the horror category. Okay. 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 I think I might have done better on this one. Okay, let me count. Vampires of El Norte. I got The September House. Black Sheep, A House with Good Bones, Mr. Magic, Monstrilio, Silver Nitrate, Don't Fear the Reaper, Our Share of Night, How to Sell a Haunted House, Lone Women, and Natural Beauty. So I got 14 out of the top 20 right for horror. Wow, and this was my first year doing it. I'm so proud of that. That is so exciting. It is kind of crazy to see some of these books on here, like Mr. Magic. I'm glad I knew in my heart of hearts that was going to make it on here, because that is kind of a crazy one. I'm glad I thought about Don't Fear the Reaper because it's easy to forget about sequels. I'm glad to see Monstrilio on here. I haven't read it yet, but I'm excited to. As for the ones that I didn't predict, are they surprising? Sisters of the Lost Nation, not surprising. That's kind of like one I thought could have made it on. Her Little Flowers, I don't really know what this is. So that one is surprising. Like, I've seen this cover around, but I don't really know what it is. Dead 11, not too surprising. I know that got popular over the summer. My Darling Girl, that was kind of one I regretted that I forgot about once the video was over. Becoming the Boogeyman, a sequel. And then The Reformatory. That book's just so new. I'm surprised that it made it in here, but good for Tananarive too. Now let's see what I predicted that did not make it in. Bad Cree. I kind of felt strongly about that one, and that one didn't make it in, and I know a lot of people have loved that one this year. That's upsetting. Camp Damascus. Not too terribly surprised by that. Same for Looking Glass Sound. I know Katrina Ward is not everyone's flavor. Mayfly is a little bit surprising that it didn't make it in. Or the Darcy Coates book. That's also kind of surprising. And then Boys in the Valley was something I just wanted in my heart of hearts to make it in, because I really want to read that book and I wanted to have a good reason to push me to read it by the end of the year, but oh well. As for what I'm going to vote for, out of these books I've read, I DNF'd Vampires of El Norte. I haven't read Rouge yet, but I'm getting ready to. Mr. Magic was a 3-star for me. Silver Nitrate was a DNF. Our Share of Night was a 4-star. Lone Women was a DNF. So there's a lot of DNFs on this list of books I read. So I think I'm gonna have to vote for Our Share of Night. I cannot believe I did better on the horror category this year than the mystery thriller. That is crazy. The mystery thriller category this year just really has some insane things on it that I could have never seen coming. That is crazy. I'm going to have to really digest my learnings from these 2 years to apply it to next year, because I want to do better on the mystery thriller. Mystery thriller is what I read. And as messed up as the Goodreads system is, where it's just always like weird things that end up in here, I want to figure out what it is that they're doing that gets those books in here so I can nail that category next year. But I'm really proud of how I'm doing on horror so far. I've got a really good chance to do really solid on the top 10 picks as well for the next round. And I'm excited to see how that stacks up next. So I'll see you in a couple of days, a week, whenever the next round comes out and we're narrowed down to the top 10. Okay, it's November 27th, and the top 10 were not supposed to be out until the 28th, but the top 20 weren't supposed to be out till a certain day, and they came out the night before. And I was just perusing on Goodreads, and I saw tonight that it was gonna be out at 9 p.m. And it is now 9:02 p.m. So now I can go look to see what the top 10 are. Now I'm expecting for horror to still be going better than thriller. I have more chance of doing better. My top predictions didn't align to include all of the top 10 for what there is. I don't know how to explain it anymore at this point, but basically, like, I know I can't get 100% correct with the top 10 with either of these categories based on what I got right in my top 20 predictions, but we're gonna see how it goes. So these were my predictions for the top 10 for mystery thriller, and then these were my predictions for the top 10 for the horror category. And you know, see, we already know like the Darcy Coates book isn't gonna be in here, but we'll see how we do. Okay, I'm stressed. Okay, here we go. Let's start with mystery thriller. It's actually a little less stressful because it's hard to remember now all of the things I'm keeping in mind. So, oh God, okay. Oh, also, wait, do you know this yet? I think you already know this by now, but I am also working on a vlog where I'm reading books that are in the mystery thriller category because I read a decent portion of the top 20 already naturally before the awards were ever announced. There were a couple books that I was like highly interested in reading, and then I got through reading a good bit of them. And so I'm really curious to see if I can finish the top 10, but there's so many books that were sequels that I didn't know how that would work out. So what I'm finding out now is actually really instrumental for that other vlog that I'm doing as well. And so far in these top 4, I'm not seeing a sequel. And so far, I'm still seeing my #1 prediction for the winner, which was All the Dangerous Things by Stacey Willingham. So we're doing good there. Let me flip back to what my top 10 prediction included. So we've got All the Sinners Bleed. We have All the Dangerous Things. I have some questions for you, and none of this is true. I got none of this is true. Okay, so I have 3 correct so far. I did not predict I have some questions for you was going to make it in the top 20 at all, much less did I think it would make it to the top 10. But there it is. That's okay, that's fine. Let's scroll down, look at the next 4. Okay, the only one left, Bright Young Women, Vera Wong, and The Housemaid's Secret. The only one left. I didn't think Vera Wong would make it to the top 10. Was I crazy? Bright Young Women I never predicted, and The Housemaid's Secret I thought would make it. So I have 5 correct so far. So I already have 50%. Oh, but I guess there's probably only 2 more books because we've been through 8. So I have the potential to get up to 70% at this point. The last 2 books will make or break me. The Last Devil to Die and Homecoming. Okay, I did guess The Last Devil to Die. I did not think Homecoming was making it at all. So I got 6 correct of the top 10 for the mystery thriller. 60%. I'm good with that. That's pretty good. Now we'll just have to see if I was right about the winner, but I mean, it's looking pretty good for me right now. Out of these, how many have I read? I've read All the Dangerous Things. None of this is true. I have some questions for you. All the Sinners Bleed. The only one left, Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers, The Housemaid's Secret, and I'm currently in the middle of Homecoming. So I've read 70% of the top 10. I only have 3 more to go. I'm currently reading Homecoming. I just purchased Bright Young Women today. So I could complete the top 10 except for this freaking Richard Osman book, which is the 4th book in a series, and I'm not. I'm not doing that to myself. There's no way I'm gonna go out and read a whole series just to read that book. Could I read it as a standalone? I doubt it. That's for me to figure out in the other video. So if it's up, you can go watch that now. If it's not up yet, you're gonna see it really soon. Okay, so that was a 60% success rate, we'll remember, for the top 10 in mystery thriller. Now let's go check out the horror category. All right, we've got Silver Nitrate, How to Sell a Haunted House, A House with Good Bones, and Our Share of Night, which is what I voted on, Our Share of Night. So I'm glad to see that still in the running. Out of these, I got Silver Nitrate, How to Sell a Haunted House, A House with Good Bones, and Our Share of Night. I am 4 for 4 right now. Let's check out the next 4. The September House, Rouge, Lone Woman, and My Darling Girl. I had the September House, didn't have Rouge. I had Lone Women, so that's 6, and I didn't have My Darling Girl because I didn't even think that would make it in the top 20. So far, I'm even with mystery thriller. If I got either of these 2 correct, I'm doing better. Vampires of El Norte and Holly, which I predicted both of those. So I got 8 out of the top 10. I did 80% correct. Wow, I'm killing it this year in the horror category. I should have been doing this all along. This is crazy. Okay, so what did I think would be in the top 10 that's not for horror? Don't Fear the Reaper and the Darcy Coates book. The Darcy Coates book didn't make it into the top 20 at all, so that means Don't Fear the Reaper did not get voted into the top 10. But oh my gosh, I feel like I might be a psychic. Also for the horror category, my prediction for the winner is still in here as well because I predicted How to Sell a Haunted House would win and it still made it into the top 10. So I am still in the running for both of these categories. I feel great. I'm really proud of myself, and I will see you on December 7th or 8th, whenever the awards are announced. It's December 6th at like 10:30 p.m. I was literally just about to go to bed, just got out of the shower, saw that the awards are announced the night before. Why do they keep doing this? I don't know, but they're out, the winners are out. I have to look at it right now because I'm going to want to see what people are posting about it. I'm going to want to watch people's reaction videos. I have to check it now before I get spoiled. Let's do it. As a reminder, my predictions for the winner, I predicted that All the Dangerous Things by Stacey Willingham would win the thriller category and How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix would win the horror category. If I have to make a last minute kind of swap, then I would say maybe None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell for the mystery thriller category, and maybe Holly by Stephen King. But I'm gonna still stick with my number 1 picks and let's see how it goes. Okay, so The Housemaid's Secret won the mystery thriller category. Okay, I mean, I thought that book was fine. I gave it 3 stars. The Housemaid was very popular last year. It made it into the 11th position. It didn't end up making it into the top 10. It's not the best mystery thriller of the year. It's really not. Okay, I'm gonna scroll and we'll see what won the horror category. Ah, yeah, it was Holly by Stephen King. So that was my last minute swap for what I thought it might have been. So I did not get either of them correct, the winners this year, but I did pretty good all the way through the rest of the category. Let's see how what I voted for did. So for the mystery thriller category, I voted for The Only One Left, which ended up in 3rd place. We did get None of This Is True in 2nd place, so I was having a right suspicion that that would be high up. And then this is about how the rest of them played out. Oh, I forget you can see all the top 20 in order. So The Maid's Diary ended up being the very last. Interesting. And then for horror, the Grady Hendrix book ended up in 2nd place. So I was very close. It was very close, but did not quite get it, but that's okay. Isabel Conyers ended up pretty high up again. Rouge did pretty well. My vote, Our Share of Night, ended up in, what is that, 9th place? And the book that I had never heard of didn't make it super high up. So that makes sense. Well, that's a wrap on my year of predictions and reactions to the Goodreads Choice Awards for the mystery thriller and the horror category this year. I will definitely be doing horror again next year because I am just so surprised I did so well on it this year. Let me know what you think of all of the winners. What did you wish ended up in the Goodreads Choice Awards? Did you also make predictions and were any of them correct? Let me know all your thoughts down below and we will do this all again next year. But before that, I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.